New month, and welcome to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in the whole of all your state. We're broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Uliole State, Ibadan. My name is Bolanle Oduekun Ayola, and I welcome you to another edition of Perspectives Unlimited, where we take a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. It's the first day of the seventh month in the year 2025, and we're so glad and happy to be alive because, as I'll always say, and as many others will say, that it's not by our power, neither is it by our might, it's only by the grace and mercy of God. This morning, I think I'm going to start with the fact that. Yes, it's the seventh month. Due to prevailing economic conditions, many people may feel, oh, I feel like I've failed. We're in the seventh month. Someone said we're in the seventh month and I don't have any savings. Someone said we're in the seventh month and I haven't achieved half of the things I said I was going to achieve in 2025. I'm here to tell you this morning that while there is still life, there is hope. The fact that you're breathing means that there is hope for you. It's not a sermon, it's just words of hope this morning. Okay, as long as you are ready to put in the work, as long as you're ready to go the extra mile, something good is going to happen for you if you believe. Okay, so that's three things. Make sure you believe, make sure you're ready to put in the work and go the extra mile and have that hope. My name is Bolanle Oduekun Ayola. This morning we're going to be taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. Before we'll take a look at those headlines, kindly follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok at Wells Radio 893. Also, we have our fan page specially curated and designed for you, our dear followers and fans. So just search us, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. I'll take that again, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, all written together, all typed together. And make sure you like, follow, share, and comment. Interact with us. We love it when you interact with us. So make sure that when you see our posts, when you watch our videos, drop your comments, okay? And we'll definitely give you a thumbs up. We're also on YouTube. You can follow us on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Wells Radio 89.3 FM on YouTube. Okay, so make sure that you subscribe and click on the notification bell. It will, let you know when we have a new video up and ready for you. All right. You can also listen directly via our website this morning. I know that some people may say, oh, the rain is so bad. It rained. It rained earlier this morning. And, it rained. And so the frequency is not very clear in my area. Don't worry. You can listen to us via our website, www.wellsradio893.com. We're very serious about this wholesome broadcasting stuff. And that's why we're available for you to watch and listen to us everywhere. All right, it's the first day of the month, and I know that you have plans for your business, whether you're a small business owner, a small and middle SME, yes. If you're a small business owner, if you're an established business owner, if you're even just thinking of providing a service, we can partner with you. You can partner with us by running your adverts on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. You're thinking of what are the things I can do to make my business better this month. That's one of the things you can do. You know why? Because we reach every member of the family in Oyo State and even beyond Oyo State. Many people call us from Lagos State, from Ogun State, and so many other states across the Southwest. Okay, so you can partner with us right here at Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Send us a WhatsApp message to 0915-4999-893. I'll take the number again, 0915-4999-893. Send us a WhatsApp message. I will definitely get back to you. You can also send us an email at realwellsradio@gmail.com. Okay, realwellsradio@gmail.com, and we'll definitely respond to you. Also, feel free to drop your messages in our DMs on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on X. All right, once again, my name is Bolanle Oduekun Ayola. Let's get to the headlines this morning. I have the front pages of the Punch newspaper, the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, I have the Daily Trust newspaper, and I also have the Guardian newspaper. I'll start from the Punch newspaper front page, where the lead headline says, neck fallout, worrying PDP blocks reunite for 2027 showdown. Governors Damagum, Saraki assert PDP unity, won APC. Southeast PDP rejects Wike allies return. That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines. APC NEC convenes July 24 to decide Ganduje's successor. You'll also find that story on page 39 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Emergency rule. Tinubu may restore Fubara. Rivers lawmakers in July. That story is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, the headlines are very similar. PDP NEC meets, reinstates Anyanwu as National Secretary. That's on page 14. Rivers Reps Committee queries proposed 24 billion naira for CCTV installation, 30 billion naira for purchase of gunboats. That story is on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, the headlines are very similar as well. How PDP govs but resolve impasse. Anyanwu reinstated as secretary, NEC to hold July 23rd. That story is on pages 4 and 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. More headlines. Dantata's burial holds today in Saudi Arabia. Also, Turji's ally, Dambokolo, 6 bandit commanders, 182 foot soldiers killed. That's on page 21 of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. More headlines. Coalition to adopt ADC on Wednesday. Okay, that's on page 6 of the Daily Trust. FCT workers begin protest over welfare. That story is on page 20 of the Daily Trust. Wike slashes Uni Abuja land from 11,000 hectares to 4,000 hectares. That's also on the Daily Trust front page. And finally, I'm ready for single-term presidency, says Obi. Those are some of the headlines on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. And on the Guardian newspaper, the lead headline is, the headline says, how interest overlapping roles may undermine new tax regime. That's on page 6. Obi denies pact with Atiku, backs rotational presidency. That's on page 4. How Shetima stoked APC's early NEC meeting. That's on page 4 as well. Senator Natasha arraigned on alleged cybercrime, granted bail. That story is on page 30. Calls to strip presidency of power to appoint INEC officials intensified. That's on page 4. More headlines. Residents urge Fubara to make public peace conditions with Wike. That's on page 29. More headlines. Report links 871,000 yearly deaths to loneliness. That story is on page 5. And we also have this: court sentences pastor to 25 years imprisonment for defiling daughter. That story is on page 8 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. I'm not alone this morning. I have in the studio with me in-house news analyst and news editor Chukwemeka Munachi. So good morning and happy new month to you.
Good morning, Bola. Happy new month to you also.
This headline on the Guardian newspaper says that there's a report that links 871,000 yearly deaths to loneliness. What do you make of that?
Yeah, loneliness is a sickness also. You know, and there are many reasons why a lot of people are lonely in a crowd.
Lonely in a crowd.
Yeah, people don't know. You know, when you are in the midst of people you don't connect with, you are lonely. You are physically present there, but emotionally you are disconnected. You know, and it happens to a lot of lonely people. And people can be lonely in a marriage when there is a disconnect between husband and wife. You understand? So, the worst aspect of loneliness is that people who are lonely hardly find it difficult to connect with. They don't tell you what they are going through. They just leave you because they believe that you can't walk in their shoes. And then that's why we must be very, very careful the way we talk to people anyhow. Because you don't know
what they're going through.
Yes, you know, a lot of us sermonize we pontificate in the lives of other people whenever we have answer to all the things they are saying. And you notice people who are lonely in the crowd when they stay on their own. They stay on their own. They may smile with you, move along with you, but they are not with you. And there is a killer disease. Yes, because thank God that it has been recognized as one of the many people have died as a result of loneliness. They won't say, and it's not the best thing to do. That's why I always tell faith-based institutions that look, it's not enough to preach to people. Get involved in what they are going through. There are some fellowships you go to. You are just there. You pray. You go. Nobody even calls you to know what is actually happening to you. You understand? Nobody cares. Spiritually they may care, but other ways there are so many other cares you can get apart from the person coming there physically. You observe the mood of that person and ask some hard questions. He may even be looking for that question before he opens up. But if you don't and believe that all is well, that guy is lonely in a crowd, and there are a lot of people like that around.
All right. You may feel that you're alone, but you may not be lonely. But at the same time, you may feel that you have so many people around you.
And you are lonely.
But you're lonely. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
All right. So reach out to people around you. Reach out to your family members and friends, even those who always appear to be very jovial, very happy. Sometimes, just sometimes, they may be lonelier than you think they are. All right, let's take a look at the headlines making the rounds this morning. Chukwemeka, PDP, APC, they're in the news this morning. Talk about their neck. Now let's start with PDP. We'll talk about PDP, APC, then we'll move on to Fubara. I think it's okay in that order. Now, this headline on the Punch says neck fallout, worrying PDP blocks reunite for 2027 showdown. The Punch says it has exclusively learned that the 100th National Executive Committee meeting of the People's Democratic Party unanimously reinstated Senator Samuel Anyanwu as the party's national secretary on the condition that he withdrew all legal cases and does not obstruct the forthcoming National Elective Convention, which is slated for August. They claim that reliable sources within the PDP national headquarters who spoke on condition of anonymity due to lack of authorization to speak on the issue disclosed that the governors, members of the National Assembly and the Board of Trustees collectively agreed to reinstate Anyanwu, provided he refrained from victimizing any party staff and commits to working harmoniously with all members of the National Working Committee. While addressing journalists, the PDP acting national chairman, Umar Damagum, confirmed that Anyanwu had officially been reinstated. He said the 101st NEC meeting had been scheduled for July 23rd to finalize arrangements for the upcoming national convention. Now, we know that the likes of former Senate President Bukola Saraki had been in a reconciliation committee, to bring the warring factions of PDP together. Well, they're not exactly factionalized.
No, they are not.
Yeah, but to bring the warring parties,
yes,
bring them together and try to find peace so that they can, importantly, hold their NEC meeting and they can also finalize on their candidates, for the next election, and so that they can basically work together as a party. Now, we have heard that Senator Samuel Anyanwu has been reinstated as the National Secretary of the PDP. Do you think that this alone, stops the fracas in PDP? We know that one court is held by Nyesom Wike and another court is held by possibly our Governor Seyi Makinde. Yeah. So does this automatically just stop the fracas in the PDP?
No. You see, it is still early in the day to say Uhuru. Because what I'm seeing within the PDP is a piece of the graveyard. Let's just watch to see whether strayed nerves can be calmed by this unification of warring factors. But my fear still remains that as far as the likes of Wike are still within that house, I don't think, that's why I said it is too early in the day to say that Daniel has come to judgment. That things will really play out well within the party. PDP. What a lot of Nigerians are worried about PDP is its disgraceful abdication of opposition stand against APC. You understand? Because a lot of Nigerians had hoped that PDP will put its house in order, to give APC a good run for whatever they are doing in the country. But we see, though those crises may be externally as programmed within the PDP. But thank God they have come back to their senses. Let's just watch and see whether they will provide a formidable front against the ruling party in their towards 2027. Because we need Nigeria, the country needs a strong opposition, to make APC really stand up and do what it was elected to do. Because it's as a result of lack of strong opposition that we are seeing all these things we are seeing around. And I want to also say something about INEC. Because
before we even move to INEC,
okay,
we're also going to talk about INEC because it's in the dailies this morning. Before we talk about INEC, let's talk about the will I say the introduction or the interference of the security forces into party politics. Now, yesterday at the PDP convention or meeting or whatever it is they held, they were supposed to use the Wadata Plaza. And the governor said when they came, they met the Nigerian police, men of the Nigerian police force. Eventually, they had to relocate
to another place,
to the Yaradua Plaza. What is it that we're now using the security forces to fight individual wars?
No, we have not yet. It is not yet in the public domain who brought the policemen. You understand? We don't know who brought the policemen. We don't know who sent them. So we cannot here say exactly why security operatives should be used, because we don't know. It may be aggrieved members of PDP that may go to the police to obtain police permission to go and seal up the place. But we don't know. You understand? Until we find out whether it is from the government or within the PDP itself. So we cannot categorically bring the security operatives into the issue.
All right. Now, in the APC, it has scheduled its next meeting for July 24 in Abuja to determine whether the Deputy Chairman North, Ali Bukar Dalori, will remain as acting chairman until the National Convention, or if a new substantive chairman will be appointed. Let's not forget that the former Kano State Governor, Abdullahi Ganduje, stepped down as the APC National Chairman on Friday, citing health reasons. And following a meeting with the president at the presidential villa, in accordance with the party's constitution, Dalori was named acting national chairman. And so they're going to have a meeting the next meeting in July this month to say, who is going to be the next chairman. What's your take on that?
Ganduje, you just use the word step down. But in another narrative, they claim he was pushed out. You understand? So we don't know what actually happened to Ganduje. But I know that the president is shopping for somebody who will help him towards 2027. APC is not united. They are not. They are just putting up a front. You understand? And I predicted this thing a long time ago. When people are defecting to the ruling party and you are making promises here and there for them, what of those who have been in the house for a long time? I brought in the analogy of the prodigal son. They went away and the one that remained with the father. We knew what the one at home said. You understand? And is also the same thing within the APC as a membership. People who stayed with the party, you didn't promise them ambassadorial position, you didn't promise them this and that, and those who are just coming in with a lot of baggages, you're already making promises. We are going to see something is going to happen within APC, and it's already brewing. Yes, but there's no way you can cover pregnancy. When it is time, everybody will know you are pregnant. You cannot put a fire and prevent smoke from escaping. Nigerians are watching, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see how, because I keep saying it, when you build your house on materials taken from people, the day they will come for there was this folklore in Igbo that all the animals, God invited them to heaven, and they said that they will fly to heaven. So tortoise went and borrowed feathers from different animals, and they all flew to heaven. When God finished entertaining them, when God came there, and tortoise told the animal that, look, my name is all of you. So when they brought food in heaven, and the animals asked, who this thing you gave us, is it for who? He said, all of you. Tortoise says, my name is all of you now. So tortoise ate all the food, and the animals were not happy. When it was time to come down to the earth, the animals started asking for their feathers. And tortoise was left alone in heaven. He didn't know how to come down, so he fell down from heaven, and that's why he had broken shells. So you understand what I'm saying? So we are going to see what plays out.
All right, we've also
run.
heard that barring any last-minute changes, the coalition of opposition forces is set to formally adopt the African Democratic Congress, ADC, tomorrow as its platform to challenge President Bola Tinubu's re-election bid in 2027. Apparently, they say that most coalition leaders have settled on ADC following growing concerns that the coalition's proposed political vehicles, that's the ADA, the All Democratic Alliance, may not be registered in time by the Independent National Electoral Commission to meet electoral deadlines. And this is the vehicle through which they propose to take back the elections, or to take back the country from the APC in 2027. We saw this in when former President Muhammadu Buhari was to be elected. We saw a coalition of very great force, good PR in 2020 when former President Buhari was to come into power. We saw this as well in the last elections with Labour Party when Peter Obi chose the Labour Party as his vehicle after he left the PDP. We also saw a massive, gathering, which much to the surprise of everyone, actually shook grounds in some places.
Yeah, they did.
Can we see this with ADC?
Yes, you know why ADC or Bola, I am not so much about the coalition. My worry is about what are they bringing to the table.
They said their major concern is to take the country from the APC.
Yes, power for what? Because that's how we ended up with APC. Jonathan came, when Jonathan was there, Buhari came to this Oyo state. He wept at Mapu Hall that he should be allowed to be president of Nigeria. And Nigerians allowed him for 8 years, and we have not recovered. You understand? So it's not about taking power. What do you want? Nigerians are tired of, when I read about all these coalitions and the gathering and all these things, I look at the characters involved, I shudder. Because I wonder what the average Nigerian does not bother about what we are asking for is good governance. And INEC has remained silent, in all this politicking, while its own rules on elections are flouted. It gives it gives Nigerians the reason to worry about what actually will become of 2027, because there is still the ban has not been lifted on politicking, and all we are after right now is 2027 coalition here and there and everything. I don't really understand. You see, if they are coming together, Nigerians are not excited about any coalition, even though they are not. What the APC is doing, nobody is happy. But people are just left on their own, because we have seen this coalition before. It produced APC, and now we look at where we are. So are we looking at another coalition again that will produce something as monstrous as what we have on our hand? So that's the problem. I'm not bothered about a coalition. What I'm worried about is give us good governance. Let food be readily available at a good price. Let children have something to eat. Let insecurity be a thing of the past. Let all these killings here and there, let it come to an end. Nigeria is the 6th in the most terrorized countries in the world. Are we not ashamed? The 6th in the most terrorized countries in the world. That's why I keep advocating that we should look for statesmen, not politicians. Statesmen think about the future. Politicians think about the next election, which is all we have. We are going through this time in Nigeria. All about the next election, 2027. Look at the likes of when we had statesmen in politics. Look at Awolowo. Look at the projection. Look at he saw tomorrow. Look at those notable politicians of the past. They saw tomorrow. They looked into the future. They were not talking about next election. But these ones that are running around are just after 2027. They are not statesmen. They are just simply politicians. And elections are not won by elections are won by showcasing achievements, not by displaying hordes of racketeers, who defect from party A to party B. We don't do that. So I'm not so much about coalition or this and that. What are they bringing to the table? Because we have seen the consequences of coalition. We are still living with one. So another one again we are preparing. What are they bringing to the table? Who is coming to do what? What if they get power? What are they going to do with power?
That's a very good question.
Yes.
If you come to power, what are you
going to do with it?
Power? All right. Thank you so much for that. Moving on quickly, I did say we were going to talk about Fubara. Now, in Rivers State, obviously we're waiting for the president's decision, but so many dailies have said that the president is let me quote the Punch in saying that President Bola Tinubu is reportedly preparing to reinstate the suspended governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, and the Rivers State House of Assembly later this month, following the successful brokering of a truce between Fubara and his predecessor, current Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike. Sources told the Punch that the president is considering Fubara's return to office after a closed-door reconciliation meeting that was held on Thursday night, which we also, almost all of us watched on TV, radio, the aftermath when they came out to talk about with Fubara saying that there's no big price to pay for peace. No price is too big to pay for peace. Now, let's look back and take a look at why suspended Governor Fubara is suspended Governor Fubara today. The president declared a state of emergency in Rivers State, suspending Governor Fubara, his deputy, and all members of the State House of Assembly for 6 months. He cited disturbing security reports. He spoke about pipeline vandalism by militants. He said the governor failed to address it and that he could not allow the grave situation to persist unchecked. This was after a long period of power struggle between the governor and the River State House of Assembly, and by extension, according to what many people have said, the Minister of the FCT is the former governor of that state. Now, if the president suspended Governor Fubara because of security concerns, because of security concerns, because he didn't mention that he was suspending Fubara because of an issue between Fubara and Nyesom Wike, how does brokering peace, translate to him being
the president was very careful in the peace between who and who. Is it between Fubara and River State people or between Fubara and Wike? Because he never mentioned, Wike was not even brought into he was always talking about peace. We make peace. Make peace with who? You see, the emergency rule in River State was politically motivated. You understand? So we cannot, and that's why the River State people are asking Fubara, can we have the conditions for the peace? Yes. Can we have it? Because a lot of things have happened. And the people are demanding that we should want to know. And let me tell you something, Bola. It's not about Fubara or Wike. It is still the people. Because even if you if you buy over Fubara to come over to your party because they are shopping for people that will come over, people that will defect, it is still the people that will determine. It is the people that will vote. Not Fubara he has a single vote. And
let me even chip this question in. This emergency, state of emergency in River State is supposed to end by September.
Yes.
We're hearing reports now that the president may, reinstate the governor earlier than September. Does this mean that every state in Nigeria is just left to the whims and caprices of the president?
It's a violation of the constitution because he discovered that he declared the emergency rule before getting permission from the House. You understand? So, and a lot of things. Look, Bola, I keep saying it that we are not practicing democracy. We are in a civilian government, but we are not in democracy, if you ask me, because all that we are doing, they are all violations of all the tenets of democracy. We are not doing it the way it is done. Where we copied it from? Are we playing by the rules? No, we are not. We are just doing cut and join. Whatever that pleases us, we do in the name of democracy. It's not democracy. If anybody comes to tell you that, oh, Nigeria is democracy, yes, in name, but in practice, we are not. So what is playing out, and there is this call also to declare state of emergency in some of the states in the north ravaged by violent attacks from headers. Now, one general came up to say that no, there should be no as emergency rule. But that is even what will warrant emergency rule. When people, imagine where 200 people went down in one fell swoop. Imagine all the attacks we've been having in Plateau State.
No state of
Imagine
emergency.
all the attacks we've been having in Zamfara, and there is no state of emergency. These are where lives are involved. What happened in River State, there was no loss of lives. It was just skirmishes, or I may not even call it skirmishes. It was just a pipeline economic sabotage. If it was really actually what happened,
Because we haven't heard of
we have
another.
yes,
after that.
we didn't hear it. But look at what is happening in the north. It has become a killing field, and yet the state of emergency has not been declared. That's why I said that what took place in River State was just politically motivated.
All right. Well, we await probably an official statement from the presidency about suspended Governor Fubara. He still remains suspended Governor Fubara, regardless of the peace deal. If you're just joining us, you're welcome. It's Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. We'll take a short break. When we come back, I will be able to take calls, and you'll be able to contribute to the show by calling us or drop in messages on our social media pages. Okay, so don't go anywhere. We're still going to come back and talk about headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in the country today.
Give your child the gift of excellence at Juniors International School, Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Are you searching for a school where top quality education meets care, love, and safety? A school where skilled professionals ignite young minds in an environment that stimulates learning, creativity, and moral growth? Do you desire a school that offers rich academic curricula designed to prepare your child for local and international examinations, opening doors to future success both within and outside Nigeria? At Juniors International School, we don't just educate, we discover and nurture each child's unique aptitude while molding them into highly productive global citizens driven by godly principles. Join us on the journey of raising tomorrow's leaders. Admission test into pre-nursery to year 5 holds on Friday, 1st August 2025. Venue: Juniors International School, Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Time: 9 a.m. Admission forms are available online at www.juniorsinternationalschool.com or at the school premises. Juniors International School, Center of Excellence. Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903 936 8185. Call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Yomi on 0706 616 5053. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
All right, you're welcome back. Studio time check says it's 8 minutes past 7 a.m. Today, the first day in July 2025. You're welcome back. The program is Perspectives Unlimited. If you're just joining us, you're right, on time to connect with us by joining the program live, either via our Facebook platform, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, or by putting a call through to the studio to give us your own perspective on the issues that we have been talking about. We've talked about the things happening in the PDP, in the APC, and in Rivers State as well. Well, there's so much to unpack in all of those, but we'll move on and talk about more things this morning. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, we have this headline that says, Turji's ally, Dambokolo, 6 bandit commanders, 182 others killed in Zamfara. Apparently, Kachala Yellow Dambokolo, a notorious bandit and close ally of Kachala Turji, and 6 bandit commanders have been killed in a village in Shinkafi local government area of Zamfara State. A source told Daily Trust that they were eliminated during a gun battle with operatives of the Zamfara Community Protection Guards on Sunday. The gunfight lasted for 2 hours and resulted in the deaths of 182 bandit foot soldiers. Okay, and so this is the handiwork of the Zamfara Community Protection Office. Let's put it that way, the Zamfara Community Protection Office. Now, let's look at it this way. This is coming saying that, it seems the people have finally started to form their own groups to protect themselves. What is the job of the force, the armed forces in this?
Well, Nigerian military they are overstretched.
Overstretched.
Yes, they're overstretched. They have been involved in domestic issues, which have made them to abandon their primary duty, which is the protecting the territorial integrity of our country. And police is that's why we are asking for state policing. Look at what is going on. It says security, community protection guards. You see, imagine what will happen in other states if similar example is replicated, where we now have state police all over the place. I keep saying it that we know the answer to our problem of insecurity, but because we want to be politically correct, we're overlooking it. That's why IGP Ebetoku should tell Nigerians why he is against police, state policing. He should tell Nigeria, because he has always spoken against it. He mentioned underfunding. Look, it is the states that we fund. And look, let me tell you something, Bola. Do you know that our governors receive millions on security vote every month? And these monies are not accounted for. So
let me hold you there quickly. I did just realize, apologies to our dear listeners, you can actually connect with us this morning by calling the studio lines, which are already open: 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 893, and 0911 333 3893. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, that line is bad. Let's take another call here. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning to you, sir.
Hello?
Hello, good morning, sir. All right, two callers back. Let's pick.
Hello? Hello, I can hear
All
you
right,
now.
okay. Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Okay, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning,
My
sir.
name is Salami. I'm calling from Awoton. Good morning, Mr. Tukemeka.
Thank you, Mr. Salani. Good morning.
All right, sir. God bless you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. So far. See, for me, I want to appeal to Nigerians not to rejoice over the cosmetic arrangement put together by PDP to kind of provide the succor, to pretending to provide the succor for Nigerians as formidable opposition. They are not, and they cannot be. I'll tell you why. The so-called meeting they had yesterday and the outcome and reinstating whoever they want to reinstate, to me, it's an attempt to put the camp of the coalition in disarray, honestly speaking, so that probably, because most of the members of the opposition parties now are PDP members. So, and they've seen that they are kind of gaining ground, and they probably want to put them in their camp in disarray that, okay, maybe there's space in our party, let's go back, this and that. So that is just, I tell you, nothing good can come out of PDP between now and 2031, honestly speaking. Because after they hold their next meeting anytime soon, they still believe, I still believe that one way or the other, Wiki will not relax. In fact, and the federal government has the INEC, to use as a tool to frustrate whatever move made by PDP to reconcile or to provide any form of opposition. So people should not just rejoice. Or even kind of cast their mind back on PDP as an opposition. PDP is dead, honestly speaking.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salami, for your opinion this morning. All right, let's take this call. All right, I'll read out the phone lines again: 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-333-3893. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning to you, madam. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Ruth calling from Alak.
Good morning, Ruth. Let's have your comment.
As regards River State, it's so obvious now that Fubara has danced to the tune of Wiki and President Tinubu, which keeps me wondering who exactly will be the governor. Because it's so clear that 3 people will be ruling the state now. So we can just keep imploring Fubara to please continue to put the interests of River State people above any other interest as things unfold in the state. That's my contribution. Good morning.
Thank you so much for your contribution. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-333-3893. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, madam. Your name and where you're calling from, please?
This is Miriam from Odejai.
All right, you're welcome, Miriam. Let's have your comment.
With the current administration focus on 2027, one will wonder if 2026 even exists on their calendar. And it's unfortunate that they have neglected their primary responsibility, which is to govern with utmost good faith. The only thing they prioritize is electioneering. This is indeed worrisome. Anyways, since 2027 is yet, I only urge we voters to please think twice before we vote. We should vote based on credibility and leave all these political parties. We should look for the antecedent and hope. And I pray the Lord will lead us right come 2027 election. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you so much for that prayer, that the Lord will lead us aright. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning, sir. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Yes, I'm out of there.
Okay.
My name is George. I'm calling from Oduekun.
You're welcome, Mr. George. Let's have your contribution.
Make her ask a question that this coalition and movement from the political parties to APC, is it for the people? The answer is no. And it's going to be very, very bad for we, the people, if we do not see this light, that the question which Tinubu asks the people in the parties when they were saying that we voted you in. He said, no, you did not vote me in. I get the presidency with my money. The same thing is happening all over again now. Wike has
Hello,
showed.
hello, Mr. George. Is this
Yes.
did you watch a video clip, where this was said, or is something you just assume was
It's
said?
a statement made even on the radio. Everybody had it.
Please go
So
ahead.
Wike has sold Fubara now to APC. By the time he is brought back, reinstated, he will declare for APC, like every other party is going to APC. It will still repeat itself after the election. It will still be Tinubu winning election by himself. Where are we, the people, in this arrangement? So we are really getting even deeper into worse waters where we cannot even swim, talk less of getting out of the storm. So please, Nigerians should think very well, because even there is no other arrangement by the people where they can rely on to say they are going to work towards winning the election. These are the problems we are having, and it's facing us. We are seeing it, but there is no arrangement to be able to swim over this stormy water. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Mr. George, on the issues we're talking about. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-333-3893. I must say something as regards what our last caller said, because again, one of the things we want to make sure that we do here is to inform our audience. We don't want misinformation or any form of malinformation. Now, I believe that what the last caller was trying to say is, now the president at some point did say that he was baited. This was in 2023, that even though he was baited, even though his funds were confiscated, he won the elections fairly. However, we also had at a point someone, a cleric, who came out to say that the president told them that he bought the presidential civilians. So that's reported speech, not directly from the president, because these things are very important. Again, like my Yoruba colleague said yesterday, when you call and you say these things, we want to ensure that they are very correct so that we don't misinform people who are listening. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Please turn down the volume on your radio set.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. All right. You're welcome, Mr. Mario. Good morning. Let's have your comment.
There's one thing God will do for you, my sister. And the thing is, God is going to bless you next week.
Amen.
Thanks for all you are doing.
Thank you.
Now, on the issue of UK and Fubara, do you know that in River State as we speak, we only have a winner, but we don't have someone who has learned to use our lessons very well. And the winner is UK. In all of this, in all of the melee that happened in the university, UK has been given the sole key of River State. So UK has now become the sole candidate of River State, which he can direct people of River State the way he thinks. Then the godfatherism has now returned to River State, and that was what Bara was fighting for at the onset. But now, this same Bara said sometimes ago, he said his mind has left the shores of him becoming the governor of the state. I believe you can see the correct that. Now, he has told us now again that whatever the presidency sees, is going to go along with it, and now you can see what is happening now. Now, the House of Assembly member declared they're not going to impeach him again, and are going to continue with tenure and blah, 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 blah. And all of this, I think democracy has not really tried. Because even the imposition of the IVA on River City is not justifiable. So I want to show the line of what my other said, I said this is not democracy. This is a civil regime. I think I want to show that line. On the issue of the article and the PDP, in all the the meeting they had yesterday, and they said they have restricted Anyawu as the PDP secretary. Where was the Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in all of this? See, when PDP, when they were the house was still in order, when they are the another faction, they were unable to defeat eight people in 2020 election. Now their house is divided now. Do you think they can still defend they can beat APC in 2027 election? No. Because the house they have stand against itself. The fact that they divided against itself can never stand. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mario, for that. Now, the chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Foreign Affairs, Oduekun, has urged INEC to stop allocating funds and logistical support to inactive political parties. He says such entities add no electoral value and are only draining Nigeria's resources. Are you with him on that?
Well, we don't know how many. If we have only 2 parties that are functioning. They are not even parties. You know, but I still refuse to call them political parties, because if you're a student of government, you will understand how political parties are formed. We don't have political parties in Nigeria. What we have are people who gather for the sake of taking power from one another. There's no ideology. That's why they can defect from they can cross any line. There's nothing like political party here. If we have political parties, we have ideologies, we have something that is binding us together as a people, and every member of that, and one person will not come and buy over the party, and everybody will begin to endorse him. You don't do that in a political party. No, there must be dissenting voices, and I believe in the voice of dissent. If you are saying something that I don't believe in, I must have a platform where I can air my views. If I don't belong. You understand? Because when we have robust engagement within the party, then we can come up with something workable for the benefit of the people. But whereby you have one person that behaves like a monarch, he buys everybody over, and you call it a political party. It's not a political party. That's why I keep saying we don't have political parties. Gone are the days of political parties. Go and check go and look at UPN, their manifesto. Go and look at MPP. Go and look at MPN. Go and look at PRP. You see political parties.
Let's take this call quickly. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, George calling back.
All right, please go ahead.
Chukwuemeka did not answer your question.
Do you want to answer it for?
What is the question?
I want to answer it. I want to answer it.
Okay, so what's the question and what's the answer, sir?
The question you asked is that someone said they should not be giving money to the political parties.
Okay, so let's have your answer.
My answer is no, they should not give them money. Because even those we are having now, they are receiving money and they are not doing anything. They are not participating even in the electoral something. And now, more are getting ready to be registered. They should not give them any money. That's the answer to your question.
Okay, let me say something, Bola.
Thank you so much.
I said that we don't have political parties, which means they should not be giving money. It is when you have political parties, you give them money.
Thank you so much, Mr. George, for your observation. Now, in Lagos State, the enforcement of the ban on single-use plastics in markets and other places is starting today, July 1st, 2025. And so basically this ban prohibits the sale and use of disposable plastic bags, which we call nylon. Some people call it leather. Including that widely used black nylon bags. And even this one that some people use to cook moi moi. What do you think? Do you think that Lagos as a state is ready for this? While we can see, we can count the benefits because there will be less, there will be reduced blockage. Yes, environmental pollution. But Lagos as a state, are they ready for this?
Bola, we always take on something that we know we cannot. It's a good plan, but implementation is the issue. Are we organized in such a way that people will stop you? What are the alternatives? Paper bags. Have you made it available? Yeah, if companies can come up and make the alternatives available, I think people can stop using it. But as far as there's no alternatives, people will still be using it. Do you know that thing has flooded Ibadan? As recently, if you have gone to buy food somewhere, you see a lot of this styrofoam everything everywhere. You see,
and this is not only even styrofoam. This is actually like plastic.
Yes, it is beneficial to us if we stop using it. But the issue is that are we prepared to have an alternative? Because if you say people cannot use this thing, what else will they use?
That's a very good question. Now, we have a comment here on our WhatsApp platform. This person says, good morning. As the 2027 election draws near, political parties are experiencing increased activity, including defections. While this is expected, I urge all opposition parties to put their houses in order and unite to challenge the APC. Given the current administration's detrimental impact on Nigerians, it's time for a change. May Nigerians find relief and better leadership. I say a big and heavy amen to that prayer because we do need it now. So if you're going to Lagos State today, you're planning on buying things, take your tote bag with you. They make those tote bags now made with cotton material. So buy your tote bag and take it with you. We'll look and we'll continue to monitor the situation of things in Lagos State as regards the sales of things using nylon. Also on Facebook, Adeomi Kazim Adika says, good morning and well done from New Garage. This is where we have to wrap it up on the show.
Thank you for having me, Bola.
Thank you so much.
And may God save Nigeria.
May God save Nigeria. When we started the show earlier, we talked about loneliness. Don't forget to check on the people that are close to you. And don't forget that nothing can bring you peace but yourself. So you have to be at peace with yourself first to kill loneliness. My name is Bolanle Oduekun Ayola. The sports crew is on ground, ready to bring you the latest, the freshest stories in the world of sports. This is Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Don't go anywhere. Please stay with us. Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.
89.3 FM.